What's up, everybody, and welcome back. I hope you're caught up on part 1 because we are in the middle of a 4-week journey involving my M52 swapped E28. We're entering it in the nitty-gritty rallycross and we're about halfway done, so sit tight and follow along. Alright folks, back from Thanksgiving. Last week was kind of upsetting, but I got good news, I got high hopes. So I talked to a coworker, gave me the rundown on how to bleed this jack. So I'm gonna fill it up a little bit with power steering fluid because he said they just ship them low on fluid. So we're gonna fill it up, top it off, bleed it out, spend 20-30 minutes doing that, put the freaking jack all back together, and then we're gonna put this engine in so that after work the next couple days I can put it back together. You ready to put an engine in?
Yes.
Okay, this is the best method we found to fill it. I cut a little straw into a mini funnel. Fits perfectly in the hole. And then just mate this up to it real quick. Oh, I spilled it was too fast. It works pretty good. Alright, ready to put the engine in. Got this all bled. Hopefully it works. I added some fluid. That was probably one of the messiest things we've done in the garage as of yet. So, I don't know how much fluid actually got in there, but we got some fluid in there. So it's more than there was. So we should be able to get it back in. Got it all bled out. Let's give it a shot. Good. That sounds perfect. Nice. One big drop. You ready? There we go. It's in. Nope. You leave that because we need to put the transmission cross member in.
All right.
But I'm gonna get this off, and you leave that jack right there.
All right. Good work.
Okay.
That went in easier than it came out.
It goes in way easier than it comes. Not every time.
What do I
Sometimes
need
it
to
comes
do
out.
with this?
Do you just set that down?
Okay. What's that smell?
Somebody's making
Something good.
Somebody's making some bread or something.
Something good.
What are we making that? I would like. Boom! Hell yeah. Easy engine install. Just had to deal with this stupid thing. So guys, if you ever get stupid 1-ton Harbor Freight jack, now you know. Bleed that thing before you use it. Fill it up. It's not full of oil. Don't go through the hell I just went through. But folks, it's in. We're doing good. I'm happy. And yeah. Alright folks, so the engine's in, but Thanksgiving threw a huge wrench in my operation because it took a whole week out of everything. So my 4-week plan really turned into a 3-week plan, and now we've only got 3 days left to finish. So the time crunch is really on, and we've got a ton of work to get done. As you can see, just got the engine in, super happy about that, but let's get back to work. The bridge to get to work this morning was frozen, so I'm at home. But last night I got the intake in, I got most of the wiring all back together. I got a couple little loose wires here. Got main power to the engine, main power to the fuse box, because we are relocating the battery to the trunk. So yeah, I'm gonna get that mounted, get a cable run up to the dashboard where I'm gonna put a kill switch, and then put a cable down to the starter so the engine, everything gets all power supplied to it. And yeah. Alright, so the E28 trunk luckily has this nice indent that's like exactly the size of a battery. So if I drop the battery right there, centers it up perfect. I can use this universal battery strap I got, along with these J-hook dealios that I got, and I can drill a couple holes in the ground, mount the battery down, and wire it up. Whoa! Nice and sturdy. Alright, I got a little piece of vacuum line on there, so it's not going to wear down my battery cable. Got my good old trusty number 2 welding wire, because this stuff is $2 a foot instead of $10 a foot like they're going to charge you for a battery cable, even though it's exactly the same thing. So this whole roll of 25 feet was only 50 bucks. Perfect. Alright. Let's throw an end on this and get it on our battery. Boom! Look at that. It's a good looking battery in there. Alright, there's cable number 2. Put a little 90-degree bend on this end of that one, because I gotta go around the starter. So it's gonna hook on the starter stud, just like that. Tuck up nicely against the side of the starter. Let me show you. There you can see it's nice and snug up against the starter. Makes that nice and tidy, even though everything else is a huge mess. With a couple of zip ties to add some class, we have a control panel. I got only the front window switches hooked up right now because I want to leave the back windows up permanently. We'll keep the fronts usable. And yeah. Alright folks, today is Friday. I got a day until I gotta tow this car to Boise. So, I need to do quite a bit. I gotta get the whole cooling system together, gotta get the exhaust on. Tons of little stuff here and there. So, I'm not gonna do a lot of talking today. I'm just gonna do a lot of working, and I'll have you strapped on and following along. So, it's the final push. Should get the car running by the end of the day today. Fingers crossed. I don't want to jinx anything, but stay tuned. A lot of work to go. Hell yeah, that looks way better. I'm excited about this. I got a Spall super slim 16-inch fan. Before I had a 16-inch fan as a pusher, but it kept getting all kinds of rocks and crap stuck in it, so I blew all that out. Now it's nice and clean in the front here. I got a puller, and I got about an inch and a half between that front pulley there and the fan. I cut this hose too short, so I gotta run to the store and get a new one, because as you can see it's kind of off center and I measured it in line, so it made it a little too short, but that's my bad. We'll wire up this fan real quick, keep on to the next thing. Okay, we've got the fan wired up, so I turn the key, should hear a fan as well as a fuel pump. Oh yeah. I got a piece of paper. I don't know if I wired this up right. Yeah. Let me switch the polarity on this plug I put in. This is called OEM Plus right here. OEM Plus. Nice. Hide the transition. Looks good. All right, so I got this little intake addition because before I just had my filter bolted on here, but now I need to epoxy JB weld a little stud here so I can make a bracket, because right now this is real floppy and real heavy, so as soon as I hit a jump, it's just gonna get thrown off and we're gonna kill the car. So I can make a nice little mount for this so it's nice and sturdy right here. Gets plenty of fresh air from behind the headlight here, but yeah, just need to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Now I just got to JB weld this to the top of that plastic 45-degree part. What do you think, Pepper? That's the oil filter. Yeah, you don't want that. Got my exhaust installed. Got my intake on, it's looking good. Oh. We'll do that. Nice and sturdy, it's not going anywhere. So I'm actually pretty excited about that because that holds really well. So I like it. And it puts the air filter a little more in my cavity here. It used to be right here, so it would get a lot of hot air from the radiator, so now I should get a lot more cold air from behind the headlight here. So as of right now, I think we're ready to start. There's no coolant in the engine because of the radiator hose I gotta go grab, but I want to try to start the engine real quick, see if it'll run, see if there's anything else I need to go buy before I go to the store and get the radiator hose. So I'm gonna start it real quick. Got my fingers crossed. Alright, so I noticed my intake bracket is already starting to pull off of the thing. The JB weld's failing on me. So, I think I didn't give it long enough to set up, even though it's only 10-minute cure. But, I'm going to rethink this bracket while I go to the store, go get a new radiator hose, and come back, fix this, put on my hose, and then And then we'll go for a test drive. I forgot about the nipple, it started to pee. Just gotta bleed it, let's get ready for a test drive. Well, then I gotta mount that seat. But, you know, we're getting there. Alright, so that is coolant bled. Last two things we gotta tackle, which should just be one thing, but this broke, so gotta remake this intake mount, figure out something nice and sturdy for that. And then I gotta make my driver's seat bracket and mount my seat belt and stuff, so. Alright, we've got version 2 curing up by the heater. I used a way longer piece of metal. I used a way longer piece of metal. It wraps pretty good way around. And I drilled like 50 holes in it. So you can see all these little dimples. Those are all holes in the metal. So I got weld going through all the way. There's a big hole in the center here. This should hold on way better. It wraps around kind of underneath, so it'll hold it from above and off. It's alright, it's curing pretty good. It'll hold it from above and from below, so it should support it a lot better. Support the weight while we're jumping and bouncing and all kinds of stuff. If this ends up failing in the race, then I'll just make one that goes all the way around and weld it, and then we'll JB weld it all the way around and stuff. That way it can't actually get wiggled loose. It'll just stay in its little bracket there, but I think this will hold.
I help make that.
Alright, so my camera died sometime last night at like 1 or something, I don't know. But I got my seat bracket roughly figured out. I just gotta drill 4 more holes in it right here on the inside so that I can put the seat down on top, because these 4 bolt to the chassis and then the seat is smaller than those holes. So gotta drill my seat holes. I just went to Lowe's, got all my hardware. Nice. Got the clutch doing a little gravity bleeding right now. In the meantime, I'm gonna throw my bracket on. I threw a fresh coat of paint on this. Looking nice, it's all dried up. So throw this on here and then throw this in there. There it is. That actually looks really clean. And it's, I mean, that thing is not going anywhere. I'm moving the whole car, so I like it. Makes me feel nice and safe. Just gotta mount this lower seat belt here. I'm probably gonna pull it through for a little more comfort on this side, and then I got a seat belt buckle that's going on the other side. But once we get the seat belts in, we're ready. Got the clutch bled, the seat is mounted. We're ready for a test drive.
Test drive seat.
Oh, so cold.
Very cold.
Successful test drive.
Just come straight. You're good. You're good. Good. Perfect.
It's super cold out here. Well, it's only 33 right now, but it's gonna get colder when the sun goes down. But we'll get to Boise. I'm glad I got the car working today. It actually drives pretty good once I got that clutch bled. There was a giant bubble in the feed line, so every time we go to bleed it, it would pump up half full of pressure and then just shoot a bunch of air into it. So got that all fixed. Had to hold the bleed line the feed line from the reservoir like straight up and down so that it would actually get the big air bubble out. Once I did that, it worked pretty good. We just pumped it up a couple times. But yeah, on our way to Boise. Should be there in a couple hours. We're like 150 miles away. Look at this thing. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hello. We made it. Safe and sound. Woke up to some snow in Boise, so it's gonna be a fun unloading. Everything's all slippery now. But we do a little snow test because I think we're supposed to. Sorry, it's really bright out here. I just woke up. I think we're supposed to have snow next week as well for the race. So I might do a little donut real quick. We'll see. We'll see. Drives good. Did some little drifty skids getting into getting into the driveway here. Why take a straight line when you can take a curvy line, you know? Look at that. We got the Sunbeam Snow Edition. This car hasn't been in the snow in years. Looks almost as good as this car. Alright folks, well, the E28 is officially to Idaho. That means next week I'm coming back. We're gonna compete in the nitty gritty rally. So, stay tuned. I got well, all the hard work's done. Now I just gotta wait a week. So we'll be back here, ready for action next week. I'll see you then.